All right, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm gonna be making a video on how to Plastidip your wheels white. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do it the right way so it looks and stays looking good. You know, if you are in my case where I love the look of these wheels, next time I wrap the car, I might want the bronze wheels again, so I don't want to get them powder coated or painted, then Plastidip is a great, cheap, and non-permanent alternative. I think Plastidip definitely does get a bad rap. You know, having been wrapping and kind of Plastidipping for almost a decade now, I've kind of figured out how to do it right. So obviously, biggest things are number one, prep. So for that, highly recommend you take the wheels completely off. I know a lot of people put a trash bag behind the wheels to, mask off the rotors and the brakes. Don't recommend that. You don't really ever get full coverage. So highly recommend take the wheel completely off. And then also along those lines, you want to make sure it is extremely clean. So once the wheels are off, go ahead and clean them, 2-3 times to make sure there's no dirt. Any dirt left behind is not going to make it adhere properly. So you're going to want to make sure it is as clean as you can possibly get it. And then third important thing is the right coverage. So obviously, like I mentioned, I'm going with 6 cans. So that's more than enough, over 1 can per wheel. So that's going to ensure that the coating is super thick, which is what you want. Makes it look better. It also makes it a lot easier to come off. So I don't know if you've ever used this, but when you spray on Plastidip too light, it is a huge pain to remove. So it'll save you a ton of energy when you go to remove it, but then also it just makes it more durable and it looks better. So I recommend going with 6 cans. And then last thing, this is a necessity, especially for the white. It's Dip Your Car Dip Coat. You can go ahead and get this from Amazon. I think it was like $30. But this is essentially just a ceramic coating for Plastidip. So this is going to change the entire feel of the Plastidip itself. So it makes it a lot more slick, which makes it easier to clean, makes the dirt and contaminants not stick to it as much, so your wheels won't get as dirty as fast. And it also helps protect it against sun. So it has some UV protectant in there. So highly recommend that dip coat. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do your wheels the right way for under $100. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead. The wheels off the car. So now we're just gonna go ahead and get them cleaned up. So I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. All right, so to get the wheels cleaned, you're just gonna need a few things. Obviously, some microfiber towels, some gloves, and then I just use isopropyl alcohol. And obviously the wheels have to be completely dry before you can paint them. So recommend isopropyl alcohol. This is 99%. All right, so once you have the wheels all cleaned, I just take off stem caps, and then you just want to mask the threads. And all right, so now just for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting this first one since it's all cleaned. Once I've done the first coat, I'm gonna switch over, start cleaning that second wheel while this one dries. All right, so if you've never used Plastidip before, the first few little coats, you want to put on pretty light. So you don't want to go spraying this. And obviously you will not be covered, completely, but that's what you want. And then test it out on a small little spot. All right, so you don't actually have to mask the tire. What I normally do is I normally spray a thick little coat right along the side, because in that way, when you're done, you can actually just peel that up and it has that nice clean line. So you don't have to mask, between the wheel and the tire. I just spray over it, so you'll see that. So I normally just start around the edges. And this is what I was talking about with getting a coat on the tires. And all of this does rub off. So it comes off easier if you can peel it. But all of this overspray you see will come off. It just rubs off easily with the microfiber towel. So I'll show you that at the end. So now you just go ahead and just kind of lightly mist it on all the different spokes. So I never really hold it down. It's more of just little spurts. We'll just kind of go like that and then mist it. And that is pretty much how you want your first coat to look. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning the other wheels, let this one dry. And these little dots, it's okay. Sometimes a spray can will shoot out those little dots, but those, you know, you can just fan them out. And the more coats you do, they just kind of blend in, they bleed in, so you don't have to worry about those. Also, I know I forgot this in the beginning, but 100% wear a respirator. You do not want to be inhaling this, especially with how many coats we're gonna be doing. So definitely wear a respirator. All right, so I have one coat down on all of these. This is the last one we're doing for the first. And then after each coat, you're supposed to wait about 30 minutes in between coats. So that's why when you do it like I did, where you start with one wheel, spray it, start cleaning the next one, by the time you get finished with the last wheel, you can already start doing the next set of coats. So you want to wait about 30 minutes. So now that we have this first coat on this fourth wheel, I can go ahead and start doing the second coats. It literally just rubs right off. because it doesn't really stick the tire from the tire shine. All right, so now we just have one step left, and that is applying the dip coat. So it's super simple. It's not like ceramic coating where you have to install it or apply it a certain way. All you do is just spray a little bit, Mr. Rag. Make sure it's dry, and you just gently rub it on there. You want to get it pretty saturated. Rag feels a little bit scratchy against the wheel, but then as soon as you put this dip coat on, it makes it super, super smooth. So you'll just want to go ahead and apply this to all of your wheels. And this is really what's going to keep your wheels looking good for a long time. And like I mentioned earlier, it makes them a lot easier to clean. So for $30, I think this is definitely a must. And obviously this is a big bottle, so this will last you. But yes, you just gently, gently apply it. You don't need to do it really hard or really rough. So you want to do this at least twice. So do a wheel, move on to the next one, and then by the time you finish the last one, should be all cured and set to do another coat. And then I honestly recommend doing this occasionally, so maybe every few months. When you clean your wheels, go ahead and just apply another coat of this stuff. All right, so here we go. Here is the finished product. I ended up not doing the glossifier. I really liked how the matte looks, so let's go ahead and throw them up on the car. I think it looks crazy. And that dip coat really makes it pop a lot. That's what I love about Plastidip is if you don't love it, then you just take it off. But I definitely think it looks good. Huge fan of the purple and white, I always have been, so pretty excited to finally have that set up. I'll go ahead and pull the car outside, but let me know what you guys think.